Hi guys, welcome back to week 9 of the...
Wait, is that your...
What is it? Is that your tooth?
This is good quality content. Dr. Parker's gonna love that.
I'm crying!
Come out already. That would be good. Are you ready?
I'm sorry, this is a shout out
fate.
to my random fan who just commented and liked every video. Thank you, random fan. I really appreciate you, and I just want you to tell you to keep living. You're sliding.
You really mean it?
Okay, so let's get down to business. It's sliding. Oh, you just saw the cough drop.
That was nothing called.
I am trying to focus, okay?
I totally thought that was your tooth.
Why didn't you do anything then?
It's all black.
Bloody? Okay, I'm sorry. We'll cut off a minute. Okay, so this one's actually gonna be like a million minutes because I'm cutting one off. I love you too. Okay.
Does Josh Farth really take his tips from your YouTube channel? Can you imagine
Heck
Josh
yeah.
Farth going minutes?
Dude, Josh Ford's new video is all about me. Okay, I'm
I
focusing.
saw it.
All about me.
Are you still videoing it? So you
Yes,
can
I need to
this?
focus. Guys, this is not a time for conversation. The shout out has been provoked. Removed. I mean. Okay, this is week 9's Viva. I'm now cutting off 2 minutes. I'm sorry, Violet.
It's okay.
Okay.
I might.
So, the question today was, what impact did Clovis's conversion have on the history of Europe? So, a lot of people think that Clovis's baptism just affected the French history and just really was fundamental for the French history, which was true. And even though it was true, though, it wasn't 100% the whole truth. And the whole truth is that Clovis's baptism and conversion represents the movement when Roman Catholic Christianity finally trumps over its competitors and other religions. Islam. Just kidding. Okay. So our 3 points today that we are going to be talking about in the Vivas is that first, his conversion led to mass conversions among the barbarians. He gave the Roman Catholic Christians a powerful ally, and he established the European political counterweight to the Byzantine Empire. So let's just talk about Clovis for a little bit. Clovis was born in 466 AD, and the fall of Rome happened in 476, which we learned about last week, or later, 3 hours ago, and how that really affected Christianity and how the church rose and stuff. So he was right, he kind of was born right around that time, and so he probably did see a lot of changes within the church. He was baptized around 506 AD, and then he died in 511. And he was the French king. Oh, that little boy just waved to me. Anyways, so let's talk about Clovis's real conversion. So Clovis wanted a new wife, and so his friends, of course, they, being the great friends they were, went to a monastery, a nunastery. A nunnery, because they were like, well, there's a bunch of single women there, and they found him a wife. Clotilda.
No,
So,
Clotilda.
of course, they get married, and she's no longer a nun, and and they have a son. So Clotilda wants their son to be baptized because she is a nun, she is an Orthodox Christian, under the Catholic Church. She's from a nunnery, and she wants her son to be baptized, but Clovis does not want her son to be baptized because he is a pagan, satanic leader.
Nope. Well,
Okay, so are we all tracking? Okay, great. Okay,
I'm tracking.
so Clotilda, Clotilda. Thank you, Nick. Nick is our expert. On the Lives Vivas. Shout out to Nick's channel.
Nick has a channel?
Nick has. We're gonna go subscribe, right? Go subscribe to Nick's channel.
What is it?
Anyways, so Clotilda, being the great wife she was, did it anyway. She just got her son baptized anyways. And a little while later, their son dies after being baptized. And so, what's his name? Clovis was very mad at his wife, and he was also probably really mad at God because, you know, he gave his son to baptism or whatever, and then he dies. And so it was just this really bad situation. So then later, during a battle with the Alemannia, there was just no hope left, and they thought they were gonna die, and everything was really bad. So as a last resort, he decided to call out to Jesus, his wife's God. And after that, the battle completely turned around, and the Alemanni people even watched their king die and Clovis take over their empire. So Clovis keeps his promise, because after he calls out to Jesus, he promises to be baptized and convert. And so he does, and he keeps his promise. And this is a quote from Gregory of Tours. Shout out to Maggie. And so it says, quote, "And so the king confessed, all-powerful God in the Trinity, and was baptized. And of his army, more than 3,000 were baptized." So after his conversion and his baptism, more than 3,000 soldiers became baptized and committed their lives to Jesus. And, you know, probably their families came to Jesus too. And so it was just this massive conversion for like a ton of barbarians and just a ton of France. So my second point is that it gave Roman Catholic Christians a really powerful ally when they needed it. So a lot of people believed in the Arian heresy during this time, and there was not a lot of solid gospel-believing Christians. And so Clovis became this strong ally for the true Catholic Church. So usually, you know, people think of the Council of Nicaea as kind of stomping out the Arian heresies and, you know, getting the church clear of that. But there was still a ton of this Arian heresies after the Council of Nicaea. But after Clovis in 496, Arian heresy kind of disappears. So Clovis, you know, converts and becomes a Christian in 496. And then a little bit later, the king of Visigoths converts in 587, and then the king of Lombards converts in 653. So there's like a ton of conversion is happening, and this kind of like goes back to the first point of just a ton of people were coming to the true gospel. So this is another quote by Gregory, but he was actually quoting Clovis. So this says, "I take it very hard that these Arians hold part of the Gauls. Let us go with God's help and conquer them and bring the land under our control." So he just wanted to bring them all under his control so that he could teach them the true gospel. So our third and final point is it helped establish a European political counterweight to the Byzantine Empire. So the religious and political power shifts back to the east, and Clovis's conversion helps Rome stand up to the Byzantine Empire. Clovis, so this is kind of a good story about this, and so, you know, Clovis kind of forms this alliance with Rome where the Holy Church was. And so this is kind of a funny story about Clovis. Viva goes wrong again. Clovis's men were in a church though. Just give me a second. Clovis's men were in a church, and they took some holy vessels. And the bishop wrote to Clovis saying that he wanted these holy vessels back and that he was kind of, angry a little bit. But he's like, hey, Clovis, you need to get these back. And so Clovis, being angry too, went to his men to get them back. And he learned that one of the men, had broken the vessels. So Clovis was really, really mad, and he actually killed this man that broke the vessels, these holy vessels. And so it just shows like the severity and the seriousness of Clovis had for the Pope and the church. And this literally kept like this relationship between, the leaders and the political leaders and the religious leaders like kept until Charlemagne and stuff. So it's super important. And then for our final quote of the day would be from Richard Cavendish. Nick doesn't know. Nick! Maggie knows. Cavendish.
Maggie, resident expert.
And it says, quote, Clovis began the long and complicated history of relationships between the kings of France and the popes in Rome. So he just started this relationship between, the leaders and the church, and it was just really a great thing. So Clovis conversion, although many people think that it just affects France, it actually affected like all of Christianity and helped Christianity really triumph over their competitors and other religions. So yeah, sorry this is a little long, but you might need to just skip past like 2 minutes, Violet, because a lot of bad things happened.
I know.
Bye. See you next week.
Yeah.